From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, nerds? And welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We have started a brand new series here on the channel. It's Transformers. And we've done a little rearranging on how we're going to do these episodes. We are starting in timeline order, which means we're going to last year's animated special, Transformers 1. Joining me on this week's show, as always, the one, the only co-host to the stars. Hi, Susie.
To the stars?
Yeah.
Okay. We're reaching big today.
To the moon.
And then, as always, we have our good friend Rob here. I do have a question for Rob, though.
That's not good.
Yes.
No, it's actually really good, and he brought it up.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, can you tell us about your Transformers OC?
It's in my my tag for my name here. So my Transformers OC, you'll find that as we go through various different fictional worlds, I like to put myself into them. So this Transformer is hang on. I got my notes here. There we are. Landshaper. That's his name, Landshaper. And he is a B-52 Super Fortress.
That sounds like something you would trim your balls with.
No, he's called Landshaper because he uses transformium bombs to blow up the ground below him. And he is an adept at jet judo.
What is jet judo?
So there are like 15 different Cybertronian martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
There's Metal Kato. I forget a few of the others, but jet judo uses the jet engines on your body to enhance your punches and for maneuverability.
Okay. I think Megatron could use that.
You saw Starscream use it in his battle against him.
Yes.
That
Okay.
was jet judo.
Okay, I didn't realize there was a name for it.
Yeah. Metal Kato is whenever you're wielding a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them look kind of like samurais, but they came first.
And now I feel like this is the question of which came first, chicken or the egg. It's fine. I'm okay, guys. I think.
And
I'm not sure. Shush you.
Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
And just to make sure, he is an Autobot.
Oh, so you're
Okay.
at least keeping it a good guy.
Yeah. Mostly because there are actually like 5 flyers in the Autobots.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the flyers went to the Decepticons.
Okay.
Now, if you were to make a Decepticon OC, would it also be a flyer or would it not?
It would, but it would be a Maximal.
Okay.
Now, a Maximal is kind of like Arachnia. They're Cybertronians that look like animals. Beast Wars, for instance, that's set on a planet colonized by those Transformers.
Yeah,
I like Beast Wars. Beast Wars was cool, or at least the premise of it. I've only seen maybe an episode or two back in the
Beast
day.
Wars the movie, like just to give you an idea, Transformers Beast Wars the movie, it definitely hits on that old cartoon that we all watched called Beast Wars. Those are all called Maximals, so that helps anybody. Sorry, my dog is like sitting at the edge, and I keep wondering what the heck he's doing. I don't know. I really like Rob's OC. What do you think, AJ?
I mean, if we're going by original characters, Rob would probably be the best person to kind of talk one over to make one. But honestly, after this movie, mine would be an Autobot as well. But I think I'd be like an Apache helicopter.
Not a Blackhawk.
No, or even an AC-130.
I could see the AC-130.
I'd have way too much fun with that.
I
And
think I'd be a motorcycle.
and to piss everybody off, Rob and Susie, Fortunate Son would be blasting the whole time. Another reason why I said the helicopter first, but hey, both work.
Now here's a question for you, Susie. You say you're a motorcycle. Are you going to be a regular one like RC and Alita 1? Or are you going to be a minicon?
I'd probably be a minicon because I'm already as short as fuck. Like, I'm the shortest person ever. I get made fun of all the time because I'm so short.
Yeah, how long did it take your daughter to get taller than you?
She's still getting there. Shush you. Her attitude's bigger than mine, though.
That's very hard to beat.
Like, imagine getting told off by me and then getting told off by her. It's on a completely different level.
She doesn't really we don't get told off by her. We just get the...
Yeah, she's gotten way more vocal, so trust me, you will get told off by her. She's very vocal.
All right, well, let's get into talking about 2024's Transformers 1. It was directed by Josh Cooley, and if you don't know who he is, he directed Toy Story 4.
There's a lot of star power in this movie.
There is. Holy crap. Let's just go with the heavy hitters first. Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key, who, oh my god, I loved his Bumblebee. Absolutely loved his Bumblebee. Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne, and John Hamm. There was so much star power in this movie. It's 104 minutes. Had a budget of right around 125 million, but only brought home 129.4 million. And I don't know about you guys, I could just be wrong here. I don't remember seeing trailers for this at all. I felt like they really sucked at pushing this movie out.
So, to be fair, we really didn't go to a whole lot of movies last year.
Yeah, but still, you would see trailers for them places.
Yeah, I won't say that they underutilized their commercialing, but it wasn't like Disney level of commercialization. It was definitely on the low end of the spectrum for this.
And I really think that's what kind of hurt, because this movie, holy crap, is this movie good.
So what also hurt it, and if you've ever seen the 1980s Transformers, the series that came out in the 2000s, Optimus Prime has a very distinct voice.
Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen.
Yeah,
Yep.
He has a very distinctive voice.
Autobots.
So when it was announced that Chris Hemsworth was going to voice, Chris Hemsworth's voice is Optimus Prime.
Yep.
Think about that one for a second. There was an uproar. There was definitely backlash because, again, Optimus Prime, very distinctive voice. And I think
I had
that
a-
also hurt it. I
Cool.
think
I had a problem with
everyone,
the backlash.
huh?
I had a problem with the backlash
Go.
because Chris Hemsworth wasn't voicing Optimus Prime. Chris
Exactly.
Hemsworth was voicing Orion Pax. They are effectively two different bots.
Yes.
Yeah. Orion Pex dies.
Yes.
To an extent, but yes. But I think that's where the disconnect was. And my whole family knows I will give any movie a chance. I will watch almost anything. Put it on the TV. If I like it, I'll sit in front of it. If I don't, well, it's a cleaning movie.
Yeah. And
It's
just saying, if it's a scary movie, I have to be there.
Yep.
Because everybody loves to watch AJ with scary movies. Right, Rob?
Well, that and you're my scary watching movie buddy.
No, I'm
You
going
and
back
Paul.
to when we saw Boogeyman.
I'm going back
Hey,
to
where
when
is
you
it? Oh, he's back
What?
there.
It's like I couldn't watch the movie with me. You were in the back row behind me, which is funny because we were in the last seats.
No, nothing will be. Now, understand, scary
Oh,
movies,
You're
again,
going with the Mikey thing.
they are. I watch them for two people. Occasionally I watch some with James, but in general, I watch them with two people, Paul and AJ. The one movie that I thought I was going to get nightmares from, I touched AJ, not realizing that
Oh,
this would
that
trigger
one?
him. This man jumped so high, I thought he was going into the bathroom above us. So,
Spider Mom?
no, Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, I mean, did you just remember Spider Mom?
Spider-Man.
I remember, I forgot what scary movie. We're going off topic, but screw it.
We'll
I
go back to
remember.
the topic in a second.
I remember one scary movie that the movie is over. We're all good. But that we turn on every single light there was. Whether it was the garage, outside, kitchen, bathroom, hallway, living room. We're just
AJ and I didn't go to sleep for a couple hours after that movie.
I know. Didn't happen. And the thing is, it's all in our head. We know.
Mhm.
But there's just like that little bit of doubt, like, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Rob, Boogeyman was hilarious because we were in the last row and I'm just,
Hey
Like-
AJ, where?
how did you get back there? I was so tucked into the seat, like, somebody could have sat on me and didn't realize I was there. Oh, is this seat open? No, my friend. Well, alrighty then. Let's get back to this wonderful story of the
This
bringing.
beautiful friendship.
Yeah,
Mm.
This
And-
beautiful friendship.
and I gotta
Bumblebee
state,
and Steve, 100% of the way.
he killed Steve. But no, I've seen Bumblebee. I've never seen any of the other Transformers movies. I've seen a couple episodes of the TV show from the 90s or early 2000s, whenever it was. But right off the bat, you know that's going to end up being Optimus Prime, and you know that's going to be Megatron.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right, well, how are they going to get there? Then they got there. And Megatron was like, I'm tired of saving you. And I'm like, literally freaking out. But I love how they're best friends, you know, thick as thieves, and just they both took the news that Sentinel Prime isn't really who he says he is. Different ways. Completely different ways.
Mhm.
Optimus Prime, who isn't Optimus Prime yet, takes it as, let's rally the troops, let's take this planet back over. Megatron takes it as, I'm gonna kill that mother effer. And we're never gonna have this again. Two totally different paths to get the same goal, basically. And it was wild.
Same result, not same goal.
Yeah, okay. And there was a part in this movie when Megatron rips apart Sentinel, and all I heard was Juggernaut. I'm gonna rip you in half now. Rob's like, I like the call. I like the callback.
Yeah.
I love how this story starts the rivalry and starts the series that I guess we're gonna get into over the next 6 or 7 or 8 weeks. Because this is canon to the Michael Bay movies, right?
Mostly, there's a reason why I wanted to start with this one. And that is, beat for beat, almost every Transformers anything that you consume will hit these story beats. Orion Pax and D14 were friends.
Mhm.
Sentinel Prime betrays Cybertron, and they rebel against him. There is a schism between the two after the fact,
Yep.
and they become Optimus Prime and Megatron respectively. And you see the schisms in between. Sometimes Sentinel Prime does different things, like he unleashes a rust plague, or he messes with the Energon harvest from the colony worlds. There is usually something that Sentinel does that makes him fall from grace.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was one hell of a turn, that he was just taking all the resources that his people could be using to strive and selling them.
But he wasn't just taking the resources. He also took their ability to transform. The whole reason that they're Transformers.
yeah,
And I think that was kind of the greatest insult to the people, is that you took a part of us.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
What did they call it? Not a spark, the cog.
It's
the cog,
It's
the
a cog.
T-cog.
Yeah.
It's like you're neutering them before they even know they're being neutered.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with Rob, though, that I mean, part of the reason I wanted to start with this one is because not many people realize that this was not an instantaneous, Megatron coming from somewhere else and, starting a rivalry or anything like that. Like, this started with them being friends, and there being a divide between the two of them.
Yeah. They
and
just have different viewpoints of what to do.
And it becomes bigger the longer it goes on. It's not just, as simple as this movie. It starts simple, but by the time we see him in the Michael Bay Transformers, it's not as straightforward, simple.
You could see the echoes.
You can see the echoes, though. And I think for me personally, starting here, this kind of shows that you can overcome like a lot of challenges, but like sometimes a simple thing like that can divide people, and that different viewpoints can be damaging and in their own way.
So I don't know if you guys caught my facial expressions while Susie was talking.
No.
This is X-Men First Class. Professor X and Magneto.
I'm gonna
Magneto with the high guard.
Agree with you, only for the reason of Magneto and Xavier's goals were parallel. They had different ways to get there, but their goals were parallel. Megatrons and Optimus Primes go in different directions.
Divergent.
They're divergent. They're not parallel. They literally they don't intersect
Mhm.
in any way, shape, or form. Magneto's and Xavier's have the potential to intersect. I say parallel, but they do have the potential to intersect and become one line. Optimus Prime and Magneto Optimus Prime and Megatron will never happen.
Yeah.
I thought there were some similarities there.
No, there's definitely similarities. It's just I think it really ends with the
So, Rob, with this being kind of your idea last week or 2 weeks ago to have this kind of be the starting point, and then Susie today or last night saying, "No, this is where we're starting." I don't
welcome.
know shit when it comes to Transformers. How do you feel that after watching this movie, to somebody who doesn't know Jack, how does watching this first help with watching the movies coming up?
Every single form of Transformers media that was made before this effectively starts with them on Earth. They don't really show the war. They only show wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, which is the waves of them arriving at Earth with Sam Witwicky and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to see the establishing shot of who these two leaders are. We don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. Only this guy good because he blue and red. This guy bad because he gray and purple. And pointy.
and pointy.
And pointy. But here you get to see the nuance of their ideologies.
Mhm.
Orion Pax believed in unity and autonomy. Hence, Autobot. Megatron believed in might over right and to be as brutally honest so you would never be deceived again. Hence, Decepticons.
Mhm.
Megatron will likely never lie to you if you're a Cybertronian. Put that little asterisk in there. He'll lie to a human. It doesn't matter. But he will he will absolutely kick your crap in whenever he feels like it. But he will never lie to you
I think
until the whole Dark Energon thing. That's completely different. We ain't talking Galvatron.
I'm trying to remember who the bad guy was in the 80s movie, and I think it was Unicron.
It's Unicron.
And that was my first introduction to Transformers.
You were introduced with the movie? Oh, God.
Technically, I was introduced with the animated series, but I remember the movie better than I remember the animated series.
Oh, God. Everyone dies in that.
So, I mean, to be fair, my brother is 16 years older than me. I grew up on a lot of the old 80s shows. You just did math in your head.
No, you didn't. You didn't see any smoke.
Yeah, I started
because your ears are covered.
Well, now the smoke's definitely not escaping.
Bitch.
So I did watch the animated series, but what
Wait, we're losing her. We're losing her.
Damn Spectrum.
Most has always been the.
Then she's back.
You back?
Whoa.
That was some lag. That was some Japanese dub from the 70s lag.
Hi.
We're fixing my internet. It's just a slow process.
No, I think the internet's a slow process.
That too. But I think, like, for me, the reason this movie, I really like this movie is because it shows the beginning because in the movie, like in the 1980s movie, they're on Earth and making their way back. Like they're working with the humans and making their way back. And so it's nice to see where they started, how they got to where they are and everything else, because you really don't get a whole lot of that in the animated series.
Mhm.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like good bad.
Susie, the movie starts, I think, at wave 4,
Yes.
which, to give you context, a wave for Transformers is the first wave is the wave of the Transformers showing up on Earth. That's wave 1. It includes Optimus and Megatron and their core lackeys and lieutenants. Wave 2 is the specialists. Wave 3 is general troops. And then wave 4, everyone dies.
Yeah, but also wave 4, they've also expanded to like the moon and a couple other places.
Yeah. And they've started selling their technology to the humans and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Well, more selling other aliens tech. It's weird. The Quintessence killed a lot of people. And it wasn't just the Cybertronians. There was like a whole unified galactic council that came before this that the Quintessence killed and then enslaved the Cybertronians. So it's mostly that technology
Why,
that
Zeus, why does it look like you've just been summoned? Oh, it's a Dust Baby.
Ah.
It's okay. We don't have much longer anyway. But
No, she's going back down. It's just
holy crud! And I know I've said this a couple times already. This movie is special. This had, I think, no right to be this good. When I've heard that there's a couple of these Transformers movies that we're gonna get to in the coming weeks that are possibly the worst movies ever made.
yeah, I can see why.
But yet, I think this is one of the best superhero, because they're the Autobots and Decepticons. It's literally superhero stories, just with robots.
Mhm.
But after this, I could safely say this is in my top 10 of best superhero movies, and in my top 5 origin superhero movies.
When it first came to Paramount Plus, I watched this probably upwards of 3 times.
Mhm.
This is definitely one of my favorite origin stories. I would have to say I would have to agree with AJ. This is in my top 5 of origin stories. You will hear my opinion about the other Transformers movies when we get closer to them, because I don't hate them, but I have complaints. I have complaints.
Very
but-
strong feelings toward
I have
them.
very strong feelings. But Transformers has always had a near and dear place in my heart. And it probably always will, especially since my nieces and nephews are getting into Transformers. So I kind of love that this is not just something my brother and I connected over. It's not something my nieces and nephews and I can connect over. So it's definitely a generational thing.
So before we close up and kind of preview next week with, I think, Bumblebee, what are your thoughts on how this movie like finished, like as it goes to titles like screen, where it's Hemsworth talking and it slowly merges into Peter Cullen's voice? Because I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah.
I know.
What are your thoughts on how, all right, he's young Optimus Prime now, but as he starts talking, he gets the grovel voice of Peter Cullen. I had goosebumps when I started hearing his voice. Because you have Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and Peter Cullen. Some of the most iconic male voice actors for superhero. Oh shit.
You forgot one. And now I can't think of his name. You forgot one.
What does he play?
Mufasa.
How are you gonna-
Mufasa? James Earl Jones.
Can't forget James Earl Jones.
You just did.
I had his name, but I'm also listening to a baby cry, so be nice.
But no, just hearing the transition just goosebumped me up, because that's somebody who has been in that role since basically the inception. Rob, thoughts?
I am envious of the people that get to start with this, because this is top tier Transformers. I believe this could serve, I think this is the basis for the original G1 Transformers. Hence why they all look like that.
I'm pretty
Because
sure you're right.
yeah. So this is the toy shill generation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see it. Going from here, I would recommend you watch a playthrough of War for Cybertron, or at least the cutscenes, because that goes into the end of the war between Optimus and Megatron.
Okay.
And you get to see more of the Transformers that you're likely not going to see. I really wish Metroplex was in this one.
Metroplex, the movie theater.
No, he's a city Transformer. He's a whole ass city.
Oh dear. So when he transforms, does everybody die?
You better not be inside of him, because you likely get crushed.
Inception, 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 Inception.
Okay, Susie, the camera really panned into you as you said that. It's like you were controlling it with your mind. But yeah, this is an exceptionally good movie, and I wish I could have started with it when I was going through my journey of watching this stuff back when I was
A year left.
12. Yeah, rewatching old videotapes of it.
Oh God. But we go from this to, for what I hear, another really good Transformers movie with Bumblebee.
It's called Bumblebee.
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 Not BB-19.
Hmm.
Or Badassatron.
Badassatron.
No, but I'd like to answer two of AJ's questions. For me, this movie, it was listening to Optimus Prime go from one voice from Chris Hemsworth to Peter Cullen. It was for all intents and purposes a coming of age. You see where he transitioned from being
he grew some pubes.
he went from being itty bitty baby Optimus Prime to being I'm now a Prime, and
He got his big boy hair.
he got big boy. So I think that's for me. It's like that hits you in the feels because you see the transition of him being like a teenager to being an adult.
What I've done.
However, will disagree with Rob's thing of wishing you do not need baby Tylenol.
I just want to be an inconvenience. Woof woof.
But
Bark, bark.
I'm glad that I started where I did with Transformers, but I also started at a younger age than Rob did. So that might be the difference.
I didn't start till like now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're starting now, I would recommend starting with Transformers 1. If you are a product of the 80s and 90s like I was, you might agree and say that it was good that you started with the 80s like I did, because it gives you a different appreciation for the technology and the stories that we have now.
And all the callback nostalgia of this shit.
And all the callback nostalgia. I was crying this whole movie.
You don't got the touch. You don't got the power.
Yeah.
You're just a GoBot.
Like I
The
started singing the
sickest
song in my
burn
head.
in this movie.
Like I started crying because that is Will knows when I want to watch the movie because I start singing the song. And he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, put Transformers on."
I mean, the only thing that could have made this movie better if it had Linkin Park at the end of it. Rob,
Probably Nickelback would have been better.
no, I think that's actually in one of the movies. No, Linkin Park, because the meme of, I guess, ending of one of the movies is,
Yeah, I think it's
shoot, what song is it? New Divide?
yeah, New Divide. And that was more the trailer theme.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I like this movie. You guys like this movie. Can't wait to see Bumblebee. I might even turn it on tonight while I'm waiting for WWE 2K25 to come out. Midnight
Okay.
releases suck.
Yeah.
I
But
wish
would
we
you
still did them
rather
in
wait
person.
at home or go to the GameStop and wait at midnight?
If it was like 15 years ago where we would all go there and wait and party, I would go do that, but nobody does that anymore.
Nobody
I
does
did-
that anymore. It's so sad. Those were the best.
I did 2 of those.
I love midnight book releases. And this is where my being a bookworm shows out, is midnight book releases. Why are you giving me a
Which Harry Potter? Or all of them? Twilight? Nancy Drew?
I did it
don't know.
for I think I did it for Twilight. I've done it for Harry Potter.
Sparkle vampires.
I did it for the last Harry Potter book. But Harry Potter always came out in July, so my mom had already pre-ordered it for me, so I didn't really have to do that a whole lot.
Is it sad to realize that the first Harry Potter book came out in 95, 96?
Mhm.
It's 30 years old already? Doesn't that feel weird to say?
Okay, you see this? You see that? You see that?
You see this?
I'm older than Harry Potter.
How's your back feel?
It hurts.
Hey, Suze, by the way, I figured out what we can use with one of those blank dates on our schedule.
Yay!
Gargoyles.
Yes, please.
Rob's like, I didn't like the show.
I was very mad on Gargoyles in general.
There's a lot of history with Gargoyles for me. So
Gargoyles is Disney, right?
Gargoyles
Yeah.
is Disney.
Okay.
And believe it or not, fun fact for you, Gargoyles used to be part of Disney Afternoons.
Keith David played Goliath, right?
Correct.
Just making sure I have the right show.
Yes.
The only thing I liked about that was David Xanatos.
Keith David plays a lot of Disney characters.
Yes, he does.
And if it's not like a main one, he's in a lot of side ones.
Yeah.
But that was Transformers 1. Next Thursday, we are doing Bumblebee. I can't wait. I can't wait to see John Cena. Or wait, I guess you can't see John. Well, now you can't see John Cena because he just turned heel for the first time in his career.
Also, in preparation for next week, anybody who watches our show, please wear your party hats next week, because we have a very special birthday. And no, we don't want your pots of gold.
Oh. I was like,
Oh.
that's not till the Monday. My
I want
brain.
to point out that the person whose birthday it is, husband, hosts the show, and that took him way too long.
Okay, but that's not next week. That's the week after.
Yeah, but we celebrated the Thursday before.
And are you really going to make leprechaun jokes?
I don't make them to his wife. I do make them to somebody else.
No, he's calling you short too, Susie.
Sorry, let me do it correctly. That's not how you do that.
Um,
That's
That's what
bad.
it
We don't do that on the rug.
you suck.
I guess Rob was just trying to kill us like we killed him before we went live. Oh my god, everybody. You wouldn't believe. I'm pretty sure Rob stopped breathing for about 30 seconds because he was laughing so hard.
I saw
We got
stars.
good.
Ooh, Tom Cruise.
No, I saw Keanu Reeves. You're breathtaking.
What? No, Keanu Reeves walks by. Have you seen my dog? Boom. Start booking us that way.
I actually saw him once. Passed him at a hall in Mohegan Sun.
Oh, that makes sense. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Just remember, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and tomorrow this will be uploaded to Spotify.
Woo!
Bye, everybody.
Well, boys.
Bye. Transform and roll out.
Okay, rolling out.